notes. And okay, let's do it. Well, thanks for the opportunity, guys. I'll talk about now a project me and other volunteers work about translating Python documentation for Portuguese language. For those who do not know me, my name is Vinicius Gubiani Ferreira. I work at Asian Technologies, the company at the top left corner of the slides. Asian is a CDN platform which works with edge computing and serverless technology. I'm a Python developer at Asian. I am/was a cyclist before the pandemic, TV, movies, and series lover, addicted to perfectionism and quality assurance, and an open source contributor now with this project. How did it all started? Last year, in October, November last year, I traveled to São Paulo for our biggest Python conference in the country. And over there, I saw many amazing talks. And among one of these talks, I photographed several of them. I photographed this lightning talk of the guys discussing the translation project for Python documentation. And I stored it on my cell phone. And when I got back to my hometown, Porto Alegre, I decided to check it out several other projects, including this one. And I look at this project, I can contribute with this, I'll give it a go. And the first contact I attempted to make with the guys wasn't very okay because the README of the project wasn't very clear onto how to get started. The first contact I had was through some open issues on GitHub. And over there, I asked him, how can I help? How do I get started? How do you work? What needs to be translated? And after some messages from one of the developers, one of the volunteers, they redirect me to the place where all the guys hang out and chat, which is a Telegram group where we have our long-running discussions. We don't communicate on a daily basis. Our average is almost something like 3 or 4 days. On average, we exchange at least one message, usually regarding tough words to be translated. I remember from day one, since I joined the Telegram group, the guys opened a Telegram pool to discuss how should we translate the word deprecated, which quite doesn't mean the same thing as depreciado in Portuguese, which sounds a lot like a financial economic term. Can't remember right now how we end up translating it, but I remember everybody was posting book references and authors. So this is one of the things that most caught my eye from day one, which is the opportunity for anyone to join in, to say what's on their mind, to speak up, to participate, no judgment at all. And I thought from day one, I felt like home. Another interesting feature we have on our Telegram group, we have a translation bot developed by one of the guys. It's called I17 bot, which gives us a daily reminder, if you opt in, of course, of text that is not translated from the Python documentation. It also shows us the statistics on a weekly basis to see where we advanced, where new translations came up. And I just got this week a new feature to help new guys to learn how can they participate into the project. Where the translation itself happens on Transifex, which is a platform dedicated for translations specifically. Originally, I didn't like it very much. I like to work offline without internet, even sometimes don't like to rely on power sources. So after the guys told me about the effort that would be to work offline, I decided to give Transifex a go and ended up liking it a lot because it have mostly a glossary to help us out with difficult words. So it's awesome. I recommend it. If you have any open source projects, try it out because they don't charge open source projects. One of the things I asked guys a lot is, when does translations go live? How can I see my work and show other people? Nowadays, I can explain that. It happens using GitHub Actions once a day during midnight, if I'm not mistaken. it passes a pipeline to check if there are no errors or warnings. If it all goes well, it uploads the translation to the main Python repository, and it goes live into documentation pages. This graph represents a lot for me as a New Year's resolution. I decided to participate, to engage more in open source projects. So we can see the guys always shows that during events such as Python Brazil, which happen in October, November, we have small spikes. And after the New Year's Eve, we saw that many people actually engage into the project. So it's very visual. And some people ask me how much is translated. It's only 28, 29%, which is not a lot, but it was only 20% back in October, November. So a 10% increase in 6 months. It seems a lot to me. And we have an inside joke that our Portuguese is the 4th most translated language. We have an inside joke that our current goal is to pass the French language. So watch out, France, for coming for you. And after that, Chinese and Japanese language, which are the 2nd and 1st most translated language. And some of my friends ask me, why do we do it? Do we do it for the money? No. Do we do it for the fame? Also no. I cannot lie that I do got some perks doing this job. I was able to sign on as a Python Software Foundation member, which means I dedicate at least 5 hours a month into translating. On a daily basis, I do a single text translation, but on the average, I believe I do engage more than 5 hours a month. And with this signing, I can vote for PEP's approval and the biannual board of directors election. I also got a chance to sign my name into Python itself. If anybody checks out the documentation, the repository, my name will be there spread across some other places that I've worked. To participate in awesome events such as this one. But most important of all, some of the things that I consider are the most important with this project, it's a chance to engage with the community and to pay back for something that we borrowed for free. I wish I could donate money to the Python Software Foundation, but unfortunately I don't earn in dollars, I earn in reais, which is, I guess, the worst currency ever. It's not very good. And the most important thing that I consider this project, we're helping others to learn, because not everybody speak or even read English fluently here in Brazil. I don't have an official number, an exact number, but I believe something like between 5 and 10% of developers, or even any other personnel that don't work in IT, don't speak any English at all or read any English at all. So this project help them to achieve what they want with Python. At least I like to think it that way. And the key lessons learned I've got from this project is it's very rewarding and fulfilling to have the sense that you are helping other people, even though you don't met them directly. I never even faced any of the guys that work in this project directly, never seen them personally, only on a long distance at best. And open source doesn't have to be exhaustive. I work on a daily basis, 1 or 2 sentences at most on a daily basis. Sometimes during weekends I get tougher, work more. And it's easier to participate than it actually looks, because everybody is very welcoming. They actually want your help. And I believe this applies to other projects. Well, guys, my time is almost up. I would like again to everybody, as we say back at ASION, move to the edge. So, valeu, merci, thank you, muchas gracias, vielen danken. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce the last couple of 3. So if you speak Russian, Chinese, Japanese, please do pronounce them. If you feel like contact me regarding this talk or any other subject, any open source project, translation, please do on any of these means or even on Discord. I love to receive any feedback from you. And I'll be posting on one of the drones a link with a with a code. So you can sign in to try Asian services. I guess it is $300 to spend on Asian during 1 month, 3 months, something like that. Thank you again, guys. See you.
Thank you. Thank you. Obrigado, Vinícius.
Thank you.
So next speaker, we are a bit late, so we are